the final DLC of Black Ops 2 is a brand new start, in quotation marks, but in reality it's a fresh restart of the already ongoing zombie storyline, just through a different perspective. Origins, DLC 4 of Black Ops 2, and in my opinion, probably the most overrated zombies map of all time. Now you're probably going to ask me why it's overrated, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's talk about some of the other features though, and some of the new stuff with Origins first, before I go into my reasoning as to why I find the map overrated. So Origins reintroduces us to the Optimus crew, but now known as the Primus crew, where they are kind of smarter versions of themselves. So you got a smarter version of Dempsey, a smarter version of Nikolai, a smarter version of Takio, a smarter version of Edward Richtofen. That's the way I like to describe these characters, is it's smarter versions of themselves, basically not dumbed down, stereotype, retarded, stupid versions of themselves. And this is this is the Paris map, Origins, but this is the Paris map, but now is, well, just the trenches of World War One. And this map introduces a lot more to zombies than the other maps, but it's still a map I thoroughly not really enjoy that much. Let's talk about some of the new features, shall we? So, one of the new features is the zombies no longer. Oh, this ain't really a new feature, but this is a different feature. Obviously, in Mob, the zombies' eyes were red, which kind of makes sense considering Mob was originally considered as a side map, but then ended up being a actual proper map. The zombie eyes are back to orange, kind of implying that Samantha is back in control, or some other entity with orange eyes is back in control. The only example, the exclusion of this is the Templar zombies, which have blue eyes. And the Templar zombies are sort of a brand new zombies type, but they're not really. They're basically the same as normal zombies that just come from the temples. The Crazy Place is a brand new area as well, and you need this area for upgrading your staffs and the ending of the Easter egg. There are 115 generators around the map, which you basically have to pay a certain amount of points, wait around while there's a mixture of zombies and Templar zombies chasing you. And basically once it's done, it gets rid of all the Templar zombies and basically turns the power on for that area. So for example, in Spawn there's Quick Revive, but Quick Revive is normally off until you turn the generator on. As soon as you turn the generator on, Quick Revive becomes available. This is obviously, of course, a replacement of the power switch, which makes sense, and I think it fits the map relatively well. I'm glad this feature did not come back though. You have to activate all sits to actually get the Pack-a-Punch machine working, which I'm not really a big fan of, to be honest, considering how expensive it is to actually get to Pack-a-Punch. It's relatively expensive. There are 3 giant robots around the map, around the different areas of the map, and if you are underneath one when they stand underneath, you will go down. The only exception to this is having the golden helmet, but to get the golden helmet relatively early is almost impossible. However, if you're under a foot that's glowing, you shoot the foot, you go through and you pick up a staff part. Normally it's a wind staff part for the robots. There are 3 new power-ups to Origins. Blood money, zombie blood, and an empty perk bottle. Obviously the empty perk bottle is attainable through, I think, digging it during zombie blood, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember off the top of my head how you get it, but I know zombie blood is obviously dropped by the zombies sometimes, and blood money is also dropped by the zombies sometimes. The brand new wonder weapon for this map is the elemental staffs. Those being the staff of lightning, the staff of fire, the staff of ice, and the staff of wind. These could all be upgraded as well, and this will be this is the very first map to introduce 4 different elemental staffs, which will be a common occurrence, or elemental weapons, which will be a common thing to happen for each map, or for most maps going forward. So it'll happen in DE, it'll happen in Spaceland, it'll happen in Rave, it'll happen in Alpha Omega. I'm just trying to think of maps off the top of my head here. Voyage of Despair. I don't think it happens in Cold War. I might be wrong though. It's been a while since I've played Cold War. It's been like a month or two at least. The Zombie Shield makes its return, but the Zombie Shield this time round becomes a common staple of zombies, and after having the Zombie Shield in Origins, it will be basically available in every tryout card going forward into Cold War. It's not really available in IW or World War II, which I think is a very interesting decision. But yeah, so you become a lot more dependent on the Zombie Shield to protect you from your behind. And the another buildable is the Maxis drone, and the Maxis drone kind of works as well, just a drone that shoots zombies, but it's very useful for multiple Easter egg steps, and especially the Easter egg ending. You have a shovel, which you can dig up sites around, or you can dig up holes around the map and get weapons, power-ups, parts of the ice staff, although you gotta do it when it's snowing to get that. Or you can get very unlucky and you can have a zombie spawn or a grenade spawn. If you dig up enough sites, you will get a golden shovel, which allows you to dig up the golden helmet, and you'll basically be able to see invisible dig spots. I was right then, invisible dig spots in Zombies Blood to see empty perk bottles, which allows you to get another perk slot, which is why you see a lot of the zombie YouTubers do, or a lot of the zombie content creators do, reverse perkaholic, or what was it, reverse rainbow challenge and such. There's a new transport system around the map, which is the tank. The tank is needed for parts of the lightning staff, all three I believe. And there is a brand new monkey bomb replacement, the G-Strike beacon, which this is it's used in the Easter egg, but it's also pretty useful in general. There's a new melee as well, the 1-inch punch, which is also used in the Easter egg. A lot of this new stuff is used in the Easter egg. The Easter egg is it's kind of based off the dialogue that Reznov said during the Vokuda mission. So I can't remember off the top of my head what the steps were. Actually, one second, let me have a little look. But it's like probably like, yeah, step 1, secure the key. Step 2, ascend from darkness. Step 3, rainfire. Step 4, unleash the horde. Step 5, screw the winged beast. Step 6, wield up iron of fist. Step 7, raise hell. Step 8, freedom. And this Easter egg is probably the best part of the map, honestly. Because I'm gonna be honest, there's not really a lot I like about this map. We'll get into that in a minute, and one of the new stuff is the reason why I don't like it. There's a brand new Perca-Cola machine. It's basically the Wonder Fizz, and it basically works as like a random perk randomizer, so it'll randomly spawn in a perk, and it basically allows perks that weren't in there to be in there, which weren't in the map to be in the map. So if double tap was at a perk location, you could go get double tap from that. Now, I think it's time I actually talk about this map. And while I was going to give some trivia, we are 9 minutes in, and I want to spend the next 3 minutes talking about the map. Origins, in my opinion, is the most overrated zombies map. I don't find anything about it really enjoyable, to be honest. I think the setup is far too fucking tedious. I think the story, while it's good, let's be honest, when this map first came out in Black Ops 2 and we had that ending, we were all confused as to what the fuck had happened. We also wondered why the hell Ultimates decided to get a reboot. Obviously, we now know why, because there's different versions of the crew. The mud is a huge movement problem, and in Black Ops 3 it's even fucking worse. The Panzer is a pain in the ass to deal with. Yes, I didn't mention the new zombie boss, the Panzer, And basically, it's just this giant mech zombie. And while he's really fucking cool on every map other than this map, in this map, he is a pain in the fucking backside. I think I don't like how Origins kind of set an example for wonder weapons going forward. I always liked wonder weapons to be in the mystery box because then anyone can get them. You know, it's fair game in that regard. Whereas with them being buildable, yeah, you can build them and yeah, you can get them whenever you want. But I don't think that's fair to the newer players, and for me, yeah, I'm not a new player. I've been playing zombies since 2011, but I don't want to spend I don't want to memorize a fucking staff just to go get the staff. Because what if I'm playing, like, you know, playing with my friends and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get ice staff. And I'll be like, ice staff's the only staff I know. Thankfully it isn't. Fire's the staff I know. They'll be like, well, tell Flat Brown, just go get the fire staff. And it's just, yeah, that's just shit, right? I will say the one praise I will give this map is the Pack-a-Punch Camel's pretty good. I will say that's a really good praise I'll give this map. The only one it's going to get. I think the map's just a pain in the ass. I just don't enjoy the map, to be honest. And it's understandable. I mean, I saw a comment that somebody said Mob was one of the worst maps. And I thought, you know what, that's like completely fair. Like, I completely understand if you think Mob's one of the worst. And I hope you guys kind of understand that. Origins is pretty down on the list for me. If you guys want a tier list at some point, I am down to do a tier list video. Although you guys might not like my opinion on a lot of the zombie maps. But yeah, in my opinion, the mods, just the layout of the map, the Panzer, the tedious wonder weapon building and upgrading, especially the fucking upgrading. Jesus Christ. The unnecessary, like, it just feels, it's like, it feels like they're doing too much at once. Whereas like Buried and like Mob, I felt like they kind of had the perfect balance for both of those maps. And then Origins, they just went buildable, collectible heavy. Which I know some zombie fans do prefer, but I do also prefer to have my mystery bots actually have good weapons, like the wonder weapons in. Anyway, that's it. Now you're probably wondering what game is next after Black Ops 2, because technically there's Black Ops 3, but there's also AW. Well, we're not going to Black Ops 3 just yet. We're going to be tackling the Advanced Warfare maps next with Outbreak. Infection would be the following video after Outbreak. So Thursday will be Outbreak, and then Sunday, Sunday now, I'm doing Sunday uploads, will be Infection. Anyway, that's been me. I hope you've kind of understood where I'm at with Origins, for example. And yeah, I kind of just hope you understand where I'm at with Origins, because while I think this map is very, it has a lot of influence on the future of zombies, I still don't like this map, and I think this map's a pain in the fucking ass. Anyway, I'll see you Muppets in the next one. Peace.